Okay, so this is part two, digital electronics on synchronous counters. We've talked about up counters. Now we're going to talk about down counters. So the last time we were here, we talked about an up counter. Notice everything comes off of Q on an up counter. Okay, everything else pretty much goes to positive. The clock comes in here to the clock, goes into the clock here, goes into the clock here. These all get turned around and feed into J and K for your next one. So that's an up counter. So what's a down counter? Okay. Well, it's just like the same thing, but it's a little bit different. It's still a falling edge, and that's going to hit Q0. Okay, so it's going to go from high to low on the falling edge. The next falling edge, Q1 is going to go from 1 to 0, and then Q2 on the next falling edge goes from 1 to 0. Okay, so you can kind of see the counting here. Starting right here, we got Q2 being high, Q1 being high, Q0. Okay, so what's that look like in the diagram? Well, remember before everything was tied to Q coming out. So on our first one here, here's our clock. It goes in right there. Notice the falling edge clock. What comes out? Q goes to your probe. Not Q is what's going to signify the next one. So it's going to come down and go into J and K. Okay, then what comes out? The Q goes to your probe, not Q, is going to loop back around. You're going to AND those two together, and that's going to go into your J and K. Okay, so then what goes into your last one? Well, the looping of the first one, the second one, and the third one. Remember, this is a 4-bit counter. It's going to loop around, so then we have the previous three hooking up into J and K. Okay, the key is a down counter uses the not Q. An up counter uses Q. So an up counter uses Q for both the probe and looping around to the next one. A down counter, Q goes to the probe, not Q, will loop back around into the next JK flip-flop. Okay, so when you do your homework on these, make each one, save it. You probably want to do a screenshot or snipping tool to save your different things. Then I'll know you did it correctly. You also need to answer the questions with them. Read them carefully. Okay, so it's a 3-bit up counter, 4-bit up counter, or a 3-bit down counter and a 4-bit down counter. The only difference is what's going into the next JK flip-flop. Is it Q or is it not Q? To be able to figure that one out. Okay, good luck.